Cheerio, bonjour. The moment I hit start on this video, I hear my man coming downstairs. So I may have to interrupt just for a quick moment. Okay, so we have Chris Caspian. Chris, thanks for liking and subscribing. But Chris said, what is your opinion of the woman who married Prince Harry? Now, I think he may have actually said her name, but I don't like to say her name because I had no idea who this chick even was until she came into Prince Harry's life. Apparently she was a B-list actress. B-list, that's the right way. On some show in Canada called Suits. My opinion is I don't like her. She married for fame. She realized she had reached her pinnacle. I should have done exact facts, but she was about 36 years old when she met Prince Harry, and she was not the star of Suits. And from what I've read, in the next season, her character was being given even less lines, and the following season, her character is being written out. So, in Hollywood, a 38-year-old chick isn't gonna get a job. We won't be talking about any couch casting either, because Harvey Weinstein is now out of the business. But, so, I don't like her. She's a true feminist, right? She married for fame. Remember, feminism was created so that ugly women and overweight women felt like they mattered. Yeah, that was so nasty. But that's something my father always told me, and it kind of works out. Here's feminism. A feminist will shoot a bow and arrow and have it land, and then wherever it lands, she will go paint the target around it. That's feminism. Okay, so Meghan whined that, she was shunned because of her race. What? Okay, well then why did you have a nose job 12 years earlier so that your nose looked less African American? I don't even like that. Black American. Just look black. A black person is no different American than I am. So I'm not cool with African American. But Meghan, 12 years prior, you had your nose reduced a little bit. You know, you didn't go to the whole J-Lo thing. And J-Lo looks great. J-Lo is my age. She's a stud. She's a little crazy in the head with all the drama with the men. She's been married a few times. But Meghan was raised in private schools. She went to hoity-toity private schools. Any school in Hollywood, LA County right there, is going to be costly. So, her father won an Emmy. Her father was the lighting guy for General Hospital, and he won an Emmy. So, if you are winning an Emmy in Hollywood, you're not making minimum wage. Your dad's probably doing okay. And her dad had a side hustle of the lottery. You know, the scratch-off tickets. The lottery, which is just designed to hurt the poor. But her dad won $750,000 when she was 14 or 15 years old. So I'm sure that didn't hurt her. But remember, she was raised poor. I didn't like when anyone was giving... Okay, Princess Diana got married in June of 1981. I was 10 years old. My mom and 4 or 5 other moms, and then a whole bunch of us girls, we all spent the night at somebody's house. We set the alarm for 4:30 in the morning, and we got up and watched the royal wedding. Because the royal wedding was a big deal. Oh my goodness, this is your Cinderella. Live, this is a princess. And then Harry's wife sat with Oprah and said, well, you know, us in America, we don't really know much about the royal family. That's hogwash. Sorry. You know, I went to Buckingham Palace and held my hands up in front of the gates. I tried to get the guards, you know, with the big black hats. I tried to make them laugh. I loved going to Buckingham Palace. I went to lots. I went to Windsor Castle and all that stuff. I loved it. Why? Because we as Americans, many of us, we love the royal family. So I don't understand why Harry's wife would get on with Oprah and just say things that most people say, huh? Where are you from? Goodness. Um, she wasn't welcomed. Okay, well, let's think about Kate. Kate, who will be, I guess she won't be the next queen of, no, she will be the next queen of England, because Camilla is going to be queen consort. I love Camilla. God bless Charles and Camilla. They went through all that drama, all those years, and they stuck it out. God bless them. Goodness. Have no hate for... Think of all the wrath Camilla has had. And Meghan's crying that she can't handle the racism. Oh, good God. Wake up. You know what? Anyway. Kate will be the next queen of England. The magazines used to put her picture on the cover, and they would call her Waity Katie, because she was waiting for Prince William. Okay, she wasn't waiting for Prince William. She was making sure that she was making a smart decision before she put the ring on her finger. Goodness, there is nothing wrong with a long engagement. But she had a long dating. She knew what she was in for. She knew her entire life would be changed. Princess Diana changed things by taking those boys to McDonald's and humanizing them. You know, Prince Charles had never had access to money. There's a story that when Bill Clinton first got out of office, presidential office, it was 2 months out of office, and he goes to an ATM, and he has to have the Secret Service guy help him operate the ATM. And the guy helps him, and the receipt comes out, and he starts to hand it to Clinton. Clinton doesn't want it. And the guy just happens to look at it, and the balance is $442,000. And this is Clinton's just daily checking account. So some of us don't live in that world. So Prince Charles apparently had never, ever handled money until Diana started taking the boys to McDonald's. And she would take them... Oh, goodness, I'm drawing a blank. I've bought tissues. It's their CVS or their Walgreens. Oh, my goodness. I have a pack of their tissues upstairs because I bought many packs. And Prince Charles saw how the public reacted to that. They loved it. Made Diana's ratings go even higher. So at that point, Prince Charles started to do that. And he started to actually pay for the transaction. Excuse me a moment. She needed fame. She realized she wasn't going to get it without a force multiplier. If you're in a battle with someone and they have a knife, that knife is the force multiplier. So she needed her force multiplier, and her force multiplier was the racist. And, you know, his father cut us off. Well, it turns out his dad didn't cut him off. Gave him well over, I think it was $2 million. Can you imagine getting a check for $2 million and feeling like that was being cut off? You know what's sad about Harry's wife is she had accomplished on her own. She was worth about $4 million when he met her. She had made it to a television series in Canada. I haven't made it to a television series in Canada. You know, I'm not getting written off next year. She had achieved something, but that wasn't enough. And she realized that at her age, she was not going to get any farther. Okay, Waity Katie. Maggie, that's what I was talking about earlier. It was terrible. It was 2 or 3 years. Apparently, when Kate was very younger, good English, I'm an English major, she was held back a year. And I mean younger, 8 or 9 years old. And some speculate that her mother had done the math and figured out that if she stayed back a year, then she'd be in the same school as William. And they could hook up. And then her daughter could be the Queen of England. Okay, so let's just say that's completely true. How did her mother get... There's one of my animals. There's somebody. Who is it? Oh, it's Rudy. Hi, Rudy. You see that spot on him? he had some kind of rash, and the vet gave my parents some spray, and they sprayed it on him, and it fixed the rash, and it grew his hair back differently. And we used to joke to my dad that he should spray that on his head. Okay, but so let's say mom did that. She planned that. Yes, I'm going to hold my daughter back a year so she can be a freshman with Prince William. She wasn't going to make Prince William fall in love with her daughter. Prince William, that had to happen naturally. And he was particular. He waited. He waited many. He had to be sure. You look at this dude. The baldness, he's not as cute as he used to be. But for me, he's more attractive because I feel like he's very mature. And he was so responsible about everything he's done in his life. And he flies helicopters. Oh my goodness. The only time I will probably ever be in a helicopter is if I'm in a terrible car crash. God forbid. If you watch me, you know my parents were in a terrible car crash. And they were both medevaced to the Ohio State University. Go Buckeyes. And I got White Castles before I saw my dad. Yeah. Okay, but so the bottom line, Meghan has done. Oh, I just said her name. I don't like that. Okay, Prince Harry's wife has done something that is very similar to a case that I am fascinated with. Shannon Watts. She alienated him from his family. Well, why do people do that? You have to separate someone from their family if you need to control them. And that's exactly what he's done. Prince Harry grew up his whole life in that. And now he's saying it was racist. You know what? I'll tell you what. You want to take care of me and have me have no idea what an electric bill is, not need to have a driver's license, and live in a world that's racist? Okay, I'll do that. She has brainwashed him so painfully. Florida is not having a don't say gay bill. They're saying you cannot talk to children before 3rd grade about anything sexual. That's not condemning anyone. See, look, I get political. I've had so many comments that say, you need to go to Rumble and open a channel. I do. Okay, I want to know what you guys think. But to me, she is a chick who used this little gingerhead boy for fame. Do you guys know that Harry dated Chelsea for 7 years? He asked her to marry him multiple times. She declined. And then he had another chick he dated for 4 years. And he proposed to her. And she also declined. So Meghan was his 3rd try. Harry was desperate to get married. He's looking at his older brother. He loves his older brother. His older brother's got a wife and 3 kids. And the line of the royal family doesn't matter to Harry. What matters is family. He's like, oh my goodness, look at my brother. I want that too. He wanted to find a woman to marry. And she needed to find a man that was going to propel her. Piers Morgan, she hooked up with Piers Morgan. Not hooked up sexually. Please don't misunderstand. She made friends with him. Piers was the reason she was able to connect to Harry. Once she met Harry, she blocked Piers. Piers got fired from Good Morning Britain because he said exactly the same thing I've said over the last 14 minutes. Okay, God bless America. If you're still watching right now, I am shocked. Please hit like, hit subscribe. Thank you for watching.